Hello everyone, welcome to EnviroPioneers. This video is continuation of our last topic, map projections. Till now we have learned the basics of the map projection. We saw that the map projection can be classified into perspective and the non-perspective projection on the basis of the drawing technique, and then on the basis of the developable surface, these map projection are classified into the cylindrical projection, conical projection or the planar projection. We also saw different aspects of the map projection, that is normal, transverse and the oblique, and different viewpoints of the map projection based on the source of light, either in the center or coming from the infinity or from the opposite side of the developable surface. Basically, there are three types of projections, cylindrical, conical and the planar projection on the basis of the technique of projection. But in the books or on the internet, you will also come across terminology like the pseudo-cylindrical projection or the sinusoidal projection. So let us see what these terminology means. So here it is mentioned that the first cylindrical projection which was developed, it had the lines of longitude and the lines of latitude as the straight line, and it was mainly in the Mercator projection. But with advances in the computer, it became possible to calculate the line of longitude as the curved line, and it has benefit that it reduces the distortion near the polar region, and this is mainly in the Robinson projection. So to distinguish between these two projections, the first one continued to be called as the cylindrical projection, but the second, where we have the line of longitude as the curved line, these are referred as the pseudo-cylindrical projection. So within these three basic techniques, there are also some variations like the bipolar, polyconic and the sinusoidal. So as the name suggests, bipolar, here it is mainly azimuthal and two separate pieces of paper are used, one over each pole. Then next is the polyconic. So here we have two or more cones which are placed over the earth, and these may be nested inside each other or it may be placed at different positions. Next is sinusoidal, which describes the mathematical calculation of how the lines of longitude are calculated in the pseudo-cylindrical projections. A vast number of projections have been developed which involve the complex mathematical formulas and the models, and these projections, they are given a name so that they can be easily identified and referenced on a map. So firstly, these projections are often named after their creator. For example, we have the famous names include Albers, Lambert, Mercator and the Robinsons. So if we have only this name, so without detailed knowledge, it will not indicate the properties of the projection. And secondly, the projection name may also refer to some of its attribute. For example, it may refer that the map is equal area, conformal and the equidistant. So if these are mentioned, it indicates that which particular property these maps are preserving. Then thirdly, we may also have the projection names referring to the source technique. For example, it may be conic or the azimuthal, which are most commonly used in the name of the projection system. But if the name is not mentioned, so there is assumption that the projection is cylindrical. So the map projection, it is used to portray all or part of the round earth on a flat surface. But when we do so, it cannot be done without some distortion. And every projection has its own set of advantage and disadvantage, and there is no best projection. The only projection which has all features without any distortion is a globe. And this distortion is mainly due to the changing relationship between the latitude and the longitude. So near the equator, a block of 1 degree latitude and 1 degree longitude, it is almost a square. But when we move towards the pole, it is somewhat like a triangle. So here we can see the difference of a block. If it is near to the equator, this is in the form of a square. It is near to the Tropic of Capricorn and it is at the South Pole. So because of this change in the relationship between latitude and longitude, the distortion occurs when we try to project the 3D world features onto two-dimensional map. So during the map projection, wherever the developable surface is touching the earth, there are no distortion, but where it is away from the earth, there we have the greater distortion. So using the mathematical calculation in different projections, attempts are made to overcome this problem, but none of them remove all distortion. So these distortion may be in the form of the direction between feature and the surrounding feature, or the distance between the feature and the surrounding feature, or the shape and the size of these features. Depending upon which particular properties are preserved during the map projection, these projection types can be classified into the homolographic or equal area equivalent projection, which shows the correct size of the feature or true area of the features. And then second classification is orthomorphic or the conformal projection, which correctly shows the shape of features. And any map, if it is orthomorphic or the conformal, it will not be the equal area or the equivalent projection. So it cannot be both, but it will be only one or the other. The next category is the equidistant projection, which correctly shows the distance between two features. And then fourth is the azimuthal or the true direction projection, which correctly shows the direction between the two features. We will see these projection type in detail one by one. So the first property, if we take, that is the area. So the map projections which are designed to be of equal area, where the area measured on the map is equivalent to that measured on the earth. So these projections are referred as the homolographic or the equal area equivalent projection, and it can be fulfilled by distorting the shape of the graticule. And this property allows the size of real world features to be visually compared. So these type of maps are used to show the spatial distribution and the relative size of the political units, land use and the land cover, wetlands, wildlife habitats and the natural resource inventories. Some of the examples of these type of projections are Albert's equal area conic projection, Lambert azimuthal equal area projection, the sinusoidal equal area projection. So as we saw, the names, these are after the scientist or the representation of which particular property they are preserving and the type of technique. So here we can see Albers, this is the name of the scientist. Equal area, it means the map is preserving the property area and the technique is the conic projection. Likewise, here we can see this is the name of the creator, azimuthal is the technique, and here we have the equal area, that is the property which it is preserving. Likewise, here we have the sinusoidal equal area projection. The sinusoidal, it represents the pseudo-cylindrical projection, and equal area, it represents the property. Next, we have the shape. In map projection, the correct shape, it can be maintained by making the scale along the meridian and parallel the same in both directions. And as a result, the relative local angle about every point on the map are shown correctly. And the projections which preserve the shape, they are referred as the conformal or the orthomorphic projection, and these are mainly important in the topographic mapping and the navigation purpose. So while preserving the shape, it can distort both area and the distance. And some of the example of the projection which preserve the shape are Mercator projection, which include the transverse and the oblique Mercator, and Lambert conformal conic projections. So again, if you notice, Lambert, the name of the creator, conformal, it means it preserves shape, and the conic, it represents the technique of projection. Third property is the distance, and the preservation of distance can be achieved only by selecting the certain lines along which the scale remains true. The lines of true scale, it include the central meridians of the cylindrical projections and the standard parallels of the conic projections. And distance preserving map projections are called equidistant, and it is very sensitive to scale changes. And these type of projection, these are used in the atlas map, and here we have the example, the azimuthal equidistant projection and the equidistant conic projection. So here if you notice, equidistant, it means in both the names we have the equidistance, it means it preserves the property distance, and azimuthal, it represents the planar projection, and here it is the conic projection. When we study the maps related to equidistant projection, we come across two terms like the great circle and the rhumb line. So great circle, it is a circle which is formed on the surface of a sphere by a plane that passes through the center of the sphere. So we can see here any circle which is having its plane which passes through the center of the sphere, that is referred as the great circle. So the equator, all the meridians and each other full circumference of the earth which is passing through the center of the earth, that will be the great circle. And then we have the rhumb line. So rhumb line is a line on the surface of the earth which cut all the meridians at the same angle. So here we have two examples. Here we have the first line which is cutting all the meridians at 90 degree. Then second, here we have one line which is cutting all the meridians at 80 degree. So any line on the surface of the earth which is cutting all the meridians at the same angle, that is referred as the rhumb line. And this rhumb line, it shows the true direction, and the parallel and the meridians which also maintain constant true directions, it can be considered a special case of the rhumb line. So these two, great circle and the rhumb lines, are very important because the arc of the great circle, it shows the shortest distance between 2 points on the surface of the earth. So here we can see we have the great circle and the rhumb line. Great circle, it is the shortest distance, and the rhumb line, it is the constant azimuth. So here we will be having the true direction, while the great circle, it provides the shortest distance. In the Mercator projection, these rhumb lines are represented in the form of the straight line. But having a straight rhumb line, it does not show the shorter distance between 2 points unless these points are on the equator or on the some meridians. So here we can see the example. The distance between New York and the Madrid through the rhumb line, it is 5,940 nautical miles, while through the great circle it is 5,770 nautical miles. So we can see that this great circle, it provides us the shortest distance between 2 points. Likewise, here also we can see the distance between 2 points. Through the great circle, it is 6,576.81 nautical miles, while here through the green line, it is 6,715. So in map, the great circle, it provides us the shortest distance, while the rhumb line, it provides the constant direction. And the last property is the direction. If the direction measurement made on the map are the same as those made on the ground, these type of projections are referred as the true direction map projection, and it is the inherent property of all azimuthal class of projection, as all the meridians, they pass through the pole. And as the conformal maps, they preserve the shape, they also preserve the direction. And this true direction is important in air and the sea navigation charts. So examples of the map projection which preserve the direction are the variants of the azimuthal and the Mercator projections. So by now we have learned all the basic concept related to the map projections. So it will be easier for you to understand about different map projections that are utilized in the map making or in the GIS. So here we have one web page of the USGS which contain the details of the map projections. So as you will click on this tool, you will be navigated to a page where it has a report PDF which have the compilation of all important map projections which have been developed till now. So here we can see different map projections are there. So let me zoom it. So we can see we have this globe, Mercator projection, transverse Mercator, oblique Mercator. Then we have the space oblique Mercator, Miller cylindrical, Robinson projection, sinusoidal equal area projection, and then we have the mnemonic projection, azimuthal equidistant projection, Lambert azimuthal equal area projection, Albers equal area conic projection, then Lambert conformal conic projection, equidistant conic projection. So we have the compilation of all different type of projection, their uses, which property they preserve, and which particular projection is utilized during this map projection. So you can go through this particular PDF, and I believe that whatever concept we have learned till now, it will help you to understand the terminology which is mentioned in this particular PDF. There are many different type of projection, but the one which is most widely used, that is the universal transverse Mercator projection. So that we will discuss in detail when we will learn about the geographic coordinate system and the projected coordinate system in the next video. These are some of the references from where the content of this video have been taken. Thank you for your continuous support. We will meet soon in the next video related to geographic coordinate system and the projected coordinate system. Thank you.